and welcome back to Cindy's Creole Kitchen. I've been away a minute and I hope you guys miss me as much as I missed you guys, and I miss cooking. But life happens, and so we push through and we just live. So I'm excited about tonight. Tonight we're going to prepare some French lamb chop wrap. French lamb chop racks, and they're gonna be delish. I'm gonna prepare them with the olive oil vegetable glaze with all my favorites: garlic, bell peppers, parsley, some thyme, some rosemary, some Creole seasoning, and they're gonna be delicious. So if you're ready, let's take this ride. Okay, first chop up some garlic, and I'm going to chop up a large garlic. I like to use the elephant garlics because they're rather large and easier to handle, and then I think they tend to give off some good flavors. I like a real strong garlic flavor, and I love garlic. I love cayenne pepper. Anybody that knows me knows I love garlic, cayenne pepper, and I love tomatoes. I'm always using that, and mostly all of my recipes I will add that, even if it doesn't call for it. I usually make it work to my liking. So I miss you guys. I miss cooking, but I'm back. Slowly but surely, I'm back. And tonight we're going to make these delicious French rack of lamb. I don't know if you guys have noticed, with each recipe, they're getting healthier and delicious. More healthy, delicious recipes coming soon. This particular recipe is in my book. Cindy's Creole Kitchen put out a Cindy Louisiana Home Cooking. The book is a product of Cindy's Creole Kitchen, and these lamb chops are in this recipe is under the lamb chops, but this is actually a French rack of lamb, and this is actually the same recipe that's in the book. It calls what this was in the book is actually a rosemary, fresh rosemary and garlic recipe. This one is slightly different because tonight I'm going to make an Earl and glaze recipe. And I'm just chopping up some garlic, and I'm chopping it up enough to just marinate in some olive oil. And I'm going to take and add some olive oil to a bowl with the garlic. Just enough for it to marinate into its juices. And these are going to be delicious. I've actually sprinkled some Creole seasoning on the rack of lamb. So we're going to add the chopped garlic to the olive oil first and let it marinate while we chop up the other seasonings. And you don't have to be chopped fine. It's really to your liking because it's just going to be the flavor that's going to bake into the rack of lamb. So all we did was chop them up and put garlic and olive oil. And we're going to just set it aside out of the way and continue to chop up our seasoning. I actually have red, yellow, and green bell pepper here that I'm just going to chop it up into small pieces. Just enough to make some small pieces to marinate into the olive oil. And then I'm going to glaze the rack of lamb with it. And they are going to be delicious. If you haven't gotten your copy of Cindy's Louisiana Home Cooking, there's still time to get it at the sale price of $19.99 at cindysgiftstore.com. And use code TKYOU. Just simply abbreviation for thank you. You guys have been wonderful to me, and I thank you. So I'm just chopping up the bell peppers to add to the garlic. That's marinated in some olive oil that I've set to the side. Nothing fancy. And I'm just going to add my different color beautiful bell peppers. To the olive oil mixture. Isn't that beautiful? Not only should food be tasty, I like it to be beautiful. Okay, I'm going to just chop up some nice fresh garlic here. And then we're going to add some dry seasoning to our lamb, rack of lamb. And then we're going to get ready to place it in the oven at 350 degrees for about 45 minutes. But we're going to do something a little different. Every 15 minutes we're going to baste them. And we're going to turn them over and baste them. But actually I'm going to cook them in a baking dish up, connected. They're going to sit like this. And then we're going to baste them. I'm going to baste them twice, 20 minutes. So we're going to be in there 45 to 55 minutes. So they run clear and are tender. So I'm just cutting up some fresh parsley to add. I've added it to the olive oil. We're going to give that a little swish around, swish around. Nothing fancy. It doesn't take a lot to create some delicious, healthy meals. So we're going to take our lamb chops and we're going to sprinkle some Creole seasoning, which I have taken and put in this container. And all I did was taking some garlic powder, onion powder, some cayenne pepper, some paprika, and just shook it all up together. And because I cook so often, I've put it in this large container. But you can buy your own brand of it. I like to make my own because I like a lot of garlic, so I usually add more garlic to mine. Just use your judgment. Add more or less of what you like to the recipe. So that's all to it. They're going to be seasoned well with your favorite. I've added my own rendition of some Creole season that I've just put in a container. And I'm going to add a little basil. Just sprinkle it, it's like a dry rub. I don't know if you can see that, but I'll put it a little closer so you can see it. Let's see. Once I put it in the pan, I'll let you see. That's what I'll do. I'll put it in the pan, finish sprinkling my dry seasoning on the rack of lambs. So I'm going to add a little thyme. The recipe calls for some rosemary, but I'm not going to use rosemary tonight. I'm going to use thyme instead. This is just my choice, and you can use your choice of seasoning. That's why I always tell people recipes are very interchangeable to your liking. And you know what would set this really off and would give it a very nice flavor? Some brown sugar. That would set it off. Some brown sugar would set this off and give it a really, really nice glaze. That's what we're going to do. We're going to set it off. So I put, it's like with a dry rub, and this is how we're going to bake it. And I'm going to pour my concoction of vegetables and olive oil over it. And we're going to baste it with this olive oil and my garlic and bell peppers. 20 minutes. I'm going to change them over, flip them over, and add the coatings. And they're going to be delicious. I promise you. You make this recipe with your favorite vegetables and seasonings. Lamb is so delicious and it's healthy. It's lean eating. You won't be disappointed. If you've never had it before, try it. Prepare it yourself. Make it as tender as you want it to be and as delicious as you want it to be. That's the amazing thing about food. See, look how pretty that is. Now we're going to put this in the oven for 20 to 35 minutes. And we're going to bake it. And I'll see you all back in about 45 minutes. Take care.